Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long boys blues, 1975. YouTubers on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long boys blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Long Boys Post 1975, and welcome to a Commodore 64 Mini. Welcome to a C64 Mini. Apparently they own the rights to the logo, but not the word Commodore. I don't know. C64 Mini update video, because much like the PlayStation, Classic last year, and well, January as well, I did an initial, unboxing and, looking at the system as it came out of the factory, and then I took another look at it once it had been like hacked or updated. Hacked is too strong a descriptive term for the C64 Mini, but yeah, and gave a sort of updated opinion on whether it's worth having or stuff like that. I did the Commodore video, the C64 Mini video, where am I looking up here? I do that every time. A week or so ago, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and I didn't do it in front of the camera. I just did it all on screen and showed you some of the games, some of the options and stuff like that, and talked about how I could not get the extra, ROMs to work and stuff like that, but gave it, criticised the joystick heavily, and if you've seen any of my gameplays of it, because I've done a load of gameplays on it since I've, got additional ROMs working on it, and I'm absolutely loving it, but we'll save that for, when I sum up at the end of the video. But yeah, I've bashed the joystick a lot, and I've brought that with me, and this is why I wanted to do a video in front of the camera, because I didn't do an unboxing originally because it didn't come in a box. I bought it second hand for 25 quid, which also in this video and that video will be key in my opinion of why I like this or how much I like this, because I'll say right off the bat, £69 was too much for it. But a couple of people on Facebook did actually ask me and say, well, why didn't you show it off? So I did want to show it off quickly, because not for a show and tell thing, but because I like the look. I like it a lot. I really, really like the look. It's a very nice looking machine. Now, obviously, it came out last year, towards the end of the year, and there's a new one coming out this year, which is a full-size Commodore 64 that has an actual working mechanical keyboard, but has all the same games on it, and you can add games into as well, but you can use the keyboard, so that's kind of cool. I think it's about £100, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this one. So here it is. As I said, I bought it for, oh look, it's still got the memory stick in it, £25 in a second-hand electrical store, because I wanted one. You've got to understand with me, the Commodore is such a part of my childhood, even though I never owned one and never played one, because it was such a fierce competitor to the ZX Spectrum, although, globally it beat it. It's the biggest selling global 8-bit computer, is it, or something like that? By all means, feel free to correct me. And so yeah, but I wasn't going to pay £69 for it. I really, really wasn't. And I saw, opening videos, unboxing videos and stuff like that, and the people were saying there's going to be a firmware update or something, and you will be able to add ROMs, because there's 64 ROMs on here, and that's the downfall, because I guess because of licensing stuff and things like that, they couldn't get all the games they want, because they're so old, and tracking down who owns the rights, is difficult and awkward and probably going to cost money. But I mean, there are a few good ones on there. So yeah, but obviously by allowing you to add your own ROMs, they completely circumvent the legality of it, because they can just say, hey, if you own it, then you can play a backup. Cough, cough, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, etc., etc., etc. But anyway, it's a really, really nice looking machine. It's the bread bin model. It's the UK or European, because I think it was a lighter colour in North America. But this is the one I remember kids having at school. It's a really, really, obviously the keyboard doesn't work. I don't know why people expected it to or wanted it to, because it would be unusable. I just like to put it on my lap and pretend that it's actual size and I'm really fucking big. And then it's just got standard micro USB power and HDMI out. This one for 25 quid came with a brand new gold-plated HDMI cable. Even the guy in the shop, when he was taking all the bags out and stuff, said, wow, that's a really nice DVD cable. And I think I said, that's a bit, I don't know why I'm showing this side, a bit overkill for the system. And then you got two USB inputs and a power button, which is a bit, maybe it's my system, I don't know. broken, shall we say, but it's a very, very nice system. And while I'm going to show you a little bit of new ROMs and stuff like that, if you want to see like the operating system stuff like that, I recommend going and checking my other video. Now, once you update the firmware, you can use a USB keyboard, but apparently it's really fickle on the one it will recognize, because I can't get it to recognize any, and so I can't, which makes some of the ROMs unplayable. But, and not just because you need to put key inputs, but we'll get, I mean, I know it's got a virtual keyboard, but we'll get to that when I show you a bit of, the ROMs that you can add to it. The joystick is it's the same as the plug-and-play one they did from like 2005 or 6 or 7, where a certain number of games, and you plug it straight into TV. So you've got 2 fire buttons, and then you've got virtual keyboard, and then when you do virtual keyboard, that becomes carriage return, and I think that one becomes... No, that one's still fire, and then that one becomes space. It will make sense when you plug it in, because it shows you down the side of the screen. But it doesn't work with, it works with the games that come with it. But now, I've been bashing this. I've ordered a USB Competition Pro, because obviously it's very much higher quality, because apparently you can use other USB pads. But again, I haven't found out ones that it will work. Or, my wired Xbox one doesn't, but... I've been bashing this joystick. This joystick is horrible. Now, if you look at my overview and other people's overviews of the Mini Neo Geo, it will make sense, where people complain about there being too much travel in the joystick. And travel, too much travel in general on joysticks is a bad thing. Well, some travel is needed. To be playable, you need some travel. Travel is not necessarily a bad thing. Here's my point, right? It's not micro switches, but you ready? That's it. It makes the movement on the original Atari 2600 joystick feel adequate. Now, that may sound like, what? But there's so lack of travel that it makes shoot 'em ups balls hard to play, even before they're balls hard. Uridium, I'm looking at you. But you can't, and I'm swapping hands, and I'm right-handed, and it made me doubt or forget what hand I am, because it is so awkward. Now, people saying it can't be that bad. Anyone who's played it, it's people testament to how bad it is, posted when I put a picture of it on Facebook. Nice system, sharing about the joystick. It is. It's the... Do you know what? It's such a nicely made, presented little system. It's not perfect, like operating wise, but this is one of the most important parts of it, and that's the part they cheaped out on. It is fucking rubbish. It is absolutely terrible, and that's why I wanted to show this at least, so you can see that there is not enough movement there. If you play prolonged with it, which you just generally can, because it gets to the point, unless it's a really simple arcade game, it starts affecting your gameplay. It starts hurting. It starts giving you Popeye forearms. But yeah, this is terrible. I mean, shame on the people who made it. I don't know if this comes with a full-size one at the end of the year, but they do well to not, because this has given it such a bad reputation. I would wonder if that would put people off. Anyway... So, you had to update the firmware, I was told, because I thought it would play ROMs out the box for some reason, and that's where this comes in. This is a USB memory stick, as you probably realised, and Alan, my good mainmeister, Alan, he Facebook messaged me his or he sent me a link to his cloud drive, and he said, here's all the ROMs I got. So this contains well, he basically just gave me the image that someone gave him, I think. So it contains disc game, tape games, cartridge games, compilation discs, like, remember they sold 1 million and stuff like that. And it contained the firmware on it. Now, for some reason, when I plugged it in, I thought the firmware would just update. It doesn't. I'll talk about that. I can't reverse it to show you exactly how easy it is, because it is really easy. Hang on one second. That's the phone. Yeah, let's try and carry on. Who the fuck phones at 5 to 7 in the morning? Oh, I'm up at 5 to 7 in the morning because I've come back from work. But seriously, clown shoes right there. Anyway, yeah, so I can't reverse the firmware to show you how incredibly easy it is, and I felt like a right dunce afterwards at how simple it was. But I will show you where you can go to do it, because, yeah, I basically had to go into settings and say, look, here's firmware. And then it does the firmware, and then literally an icon appears on the screen, and then you can just play whatever the hell you want to play. I will show you a image of what's on the stick and talk you through it, but it's really, really, why am I looking up here again? Really, really, really simple. And like I said, I can't get over that I didn't get it working. Like, Duh. But yeah, the whole point of this video is just to give you like an update and what I think about the system now. Now I can play anything I want. And you've got to remember, as I said, I'm having so much fun going through all the games I never got to play but was jealous of as a kid when you saw the screenshots on different magazines and on boxes in stores, etc, etc, etc. I'm a Spectrum guy forever, don't get me wrong. But as an adult, I can appreciate and it's nice to enjoy the competition. Right, going to show you the gubbings of the memory stick and how you can play the other games. So I'm just going to show you the contents of the memory stick, and this is basically the file format you have to go on. Right, Sony F. Right, so yeah, basically Commodore 64 discs, programs, tapes, cartridges, free 64 multi-disc, that's like compilations and stuff, and there's the firmware update. I don't know if that's the latest firmware, all I know is that's the one that was on it, and that's the one I applied, and that's the one that lets me play these. So if you go into discs, I mean it'll be the same setup in all these folders, but go into discs, and then it's broken down into, you know, alphabetical. Go into A, and then each game is in a folder of its own, go into the folder of its own, and there you have the disk file. And so obviously this is how you set it up basically. Pretty straightforward. Let's have a look at tapes. I'm assuming tapes is exactly the same. Tapes, yeah, but they're not, tapes aren't in their own folder. I don't know if that's a tape or disc thing, but yeah, so you get the, you know, it's not rocket science, you get the general sort of gist of it. Let's have a look at cartridges. B. There you go. So that's the format of all these things. Obviously, discs and cartridges load really, really quickly. Tapes do not. So yeah, that's the setup. And basically, obviously, the firmware update has to be in the root of the drive. Right. Let's get to having a look. Right, so we're in the C64 Mini. I have to say the intro music, or the title music, gets really, really old really, really quickly, but that's irrelevant. You know, this screen will not change. This is, you know, like, I guess hardwired or printed into the system. But what you do is, you put in your memory stick, and then, if you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you can see a flash stick icon, I'm not Sean Connery, stick icon appear. It won't do that until you've updated the firmware, so that will probably be where I got confused, because I saw people show you this, or that icon, or how to play games. They obviously previously updated the firmware, but what you do is, if you've just got the firmware on that disk, anything newer than what you've got, and then you go into settings. Now, go into settings, USB keyboard, system information. See, look, there you go, USB keyboard, but I can't get it to recognize any of mine. System information, no firmware update found. Basically, if you've got firmware anywhere more advanced than the one you have on the system, or in this case, the one I've got on that stick that it's not recognizing because it's already been applied, was ahead of the one that came with the machine factory setting, it will say new firmware found, and then it'll ask you if you want to apply it. And then you apply it. And once you apply it, right. Okay, how do I go back? There we go. Right, yeah, once you apply it, that icon appears and you can play games or ROMs from your memory stick. It really, really is that simple. It's almost a little bit embarrassing that I didn't do it, but yeah, click on that. And then navigation is not amazing, but yeah, so you go discs. Let me show you. Let me show you something that I know will work. First of all, Batman. See, but look, yeah. Basically, you go into the layer and they're all listed. You have to keep moving. Bottom right hand corner, it will tell you the number of, you know, screens you've navigated through. But yeah, Bionic Commando. That's awesome. Actually, I won't do that because I got a gameplay of that coming up. Right. There we go. Batman the movie. So Batman the movie. There's two different versions of it, but we'll go with active. And then this will be, you get your boot up screen, your Commodore boot up screen, and then this is when you, and they load pretty quickly, not instantly obviously because it's replicating disk, but you get your hacker, you know, high score or, you know, title screen. And then what you do is you go to virtual keyboard by pressing bottom right on the joystick, that virtual keyboard, and then you press the top right red button. If you look at the bottom right hand corner of the screen, you can see that it's got, you know, it shows you what red buttons do what. So it's carriage return, and then it goes into it. Now, if it's no more, no less, I see it's a hack game, but you might have to, well, you will have to sometimes. Well, there you go. That's a perfect example. This one didn't work. Exit. This is what I mean. Not everything loads and not everything works. We'll try this one, because I'm sure I played Batman on this. Well, I had a look at it. Maybe that was in tapes. I don't know. That was probably in cartridges. See, this one's hacked by different people. There we go there. But that's what I wanted to show in this, that not everything works. And whether that can be rectified with a USB keyboard, I do not know, because I can't get it to work. But I would hope so. I'm guessing so. See, there you go, right, unlimited lives, we have to navigate, this is where a USB keyboard would come in, but yeah, basically this is what you have to do to get through these, because it depends on where you get the ROMs, essentially, not everything has this, but no, 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 then turn your virtual keyboard off, it'll finish loading, and then, we're playing Batman, the movie, music or FX, we'll go with FX, the Axis Chemical Plant, and there you go, joystick, off we go. So, I mean, like I said, the interface isn't, you know, it's not terrible. It comes down to the images, as far as I can tell, of the ROMs. But, and as I said, not everything loads. And then you've got stuff that does. Right, you press backwards to go back. That's the only weird thing, right? And then back, back. There we go. Show you one I know that I really want to get to work. Again, if you know what's wrong with this, by all means, let me know. Outrun. There's two versions. There's a US and there's a UK version. They're both pants, I'm not going to lie. Look, apparently Thundercats. You see, I like these trailer streams and stuff. They remind me more so of shareware and these sort of things when we've got an Atari ST. But anyway, yeah. Oh, virtual keyboard. Keyboard off. Outrun. US Gold. Right. Is it going to let me do it? I don't think this one lets me do it. Right, virtual keyboard. Oh, hang on. Maybe. No, I still don't think it does. Right, one, pick your... Yeah, and it just the ROM. So is it a bad ROM or not? I'm not... This isn't... I don't want to make it look like, hey, everything he tries fails. It's not. I'm just trying to show you how, like, having access to these ROMs, there are, and I'm not the only person to talk it like this, a bunch of them that won't work because of how they've been, you know, put on or done or whatever. Right, let's go back to cartridges, show you some cartridges, because these are cool. Let's see. But basically, you'll get an indication of just how many games there are on here. Car Shots, Centipede. See, now I'm getting lost in it. I should just pick a game and show you, but I'm all about, no, I want to see what's great on it. Hey, this, Commando, this is an updated version of the Elite game. They've improved it, if you will. See? Although, it's the 80s, so why's he got Thompson? There's a Ghouls and Ghosts where they've done this too. Or Ghosts and Goblins. Right, start. Turn your keyboard off. See, start, dot, back up, restore. Yeah, there we go. There's so much. Basically, if you can find it, and it's been done properly, then you can play it. Like I said, but not everything plays. Listen to this. It just means the potential is there. Again, this isn't the greatest video, but maybe you know, like I said, I don't have a USB joystick that works, but I need to do a gameplay of this. Woo! Oh, this is Amazeballs. Yeah, you're welcome. Right, so I'll show you a few more games. Put it this way, if you couldn't play extra ROMs on this thing, you would get pretty bored pretty quickly. But, hey. I won't show you Robocop because it's crap. See, again, I'm just getting lost because it's like, I just trying to think of a game and I can't because there's so many and that's why I'm loving it. Show you Terminator 2. It's a bad choice to show you, but you know, it's on it. T for T2, M for modern music, I for image maker. Alright, T for T2, I guess. So many questions, so many questions. Pretty sure this one works. Ocean, Acclaim. Oh, that's not a good sign, is it? Acclaim. Told you it wasn't a good sign. Oh, hello. Oh, actually it does. Listen to the music on this. shame about the game. I'll show you the game. It's fucking awful. The Spectrum's better animated. Joystick or keyboard? We'll go for joystick. Level 1. Yeah, go. Yeah, be prepared. Yep. This is it. And then if you manage to beat him, you get to motorcycle stage, which is even harder. Right, yep. Everyone's interrupting me today. Phone, dog. Go on. I don't even know where his health is. Oh, no, there it is. It's that little red bar at the side. But anyway, that's not what this is about. But yeah, right. So what you can basically tell is, I'll come out of here a minute. X game. Yeah, it's, you know, it's just the potential to load your own ROMs makes this absolutely fantastic. Tapes. Let's try tape and see if it's in real time. I can't remember. Action Fighter Europe. Yeah. Cyberload, no loading Action Fighter. Oh, this one just starts, does it? I don't know if it's going to work. Hello? I'd like some moving bars or something. Oh, there we go, some indication that it's loading. I don't know if it loads in real time. That's it. Well, I don't know. I guess that's why it does disk files. Now loading. Wow. It loads in real time. Well, there you go, people. If you want the authentic experience of reliving your youth, hey, there should be an option where you can press a button and you get a fucking loading error just to remind you of how much of your life you wasted as a child. Telecomsoft, who are they? But yeah, so the whole point of this little bit here was just to show you that, you know, it's not bulletproof. It comes down to the ROMs you've got. But once you do this firmware hack, this thing just opens up into a whole new level. And basically that level would be the point where I would recommend buying it to some degree. But, well, you'll get that when we end the video and I round up, which coincidentally I'm going to do now because I don't really want to sit here and watch this load in real time. Unless you want me to. But you can answer. So yeah, let's summarise. Right, so there you can see, basically, what do I think of it now? You can play pretty much, you know, the entire library of, well, you have the entire library of Commodore 64 games at your fingertips, potentially, providing you can find the ROMs, etc. Now, I was given an image for this stick, but it ain't difficult to find Commodore ROMs either. It really, really, really isn't. But as you can see, it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Just think of a game. This is why I'm loving it. Just thinking of a game from when I was a kid, and it's still ones are popping in my head. Like I'm at work and I'm thinking, oh shit, I must play this game, and then go and find it. And if it's not on there, go to Tinterwebs, add it, and put it in the relevant folder. It is brilliant. I'm loving it. Disc games load really quickly. Cartridge games load really quickly. Tape ones don't. You expect that. It's absolutely fantastic. There are issues, though. As I said, there are issues. Now, I don't know what USB keyboard brand you need to use. So, therefore, I can't even tell you if that fixes the issues about the games I could not get to start for love or money. That might be on my end. That other people might be able to tell me or you how to circumvent that issue. Because, as I said, I can't get USB keyboard to work on it. But I've only tried 2 brands, to be fair. Same with the joystick, which is pants. I got one coming, but the other ones I've tried here, just because they're in the house, it wouldn't work. But yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant, you know. But it's a question of where you get the ROMs and how they are, because the majority of these ROMs are hacks and have been knocking around for years. And by hacks, I mean they're trainer ROMs or high score table ROMs, you know, for challenges and stuff like that. And they have that thing from back in the day when people used to hack these and stuff, and they put like their own music, sit music on the start, and they put shiny intro and graphics like that, because, you know, these people who were pirating games were competing with each other and working their own brand, basically. So you have that, and so how they've, you know, I don't know, hacked the ROM, copied the ROM, or done whatever, does affect the, at least, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong, the way I see it, whether or not it will work on this, you know, system, or they can emulate them properly, because you get loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of games, but there are still loads I can't get to. By loads, I mean the ones I've tried. I can't even get to load, or I can't even, well, they load somewhat to the trainer screen, then don't any further. Again, is it because it's hacked? It's a hacked ROM, or they actually get to the title screen, and then I go into virtual keyboard on like click, 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 you know, on keys, you know, virtual keyboard off the joystick, and it makes no difference. And then, like I said, I tried USB keyboards, and it wouldn't make any difference either. So if I had one that I knew was the brand that would work, maybe it would let me carry on. So I'm just saying, take it with a pinch of salt about, games, potentially the ones that you really want to play, not being able to operate or work on this system, or it being a question of you're going to have to, basically buy some extra stuff for it if you want to experience it, or basically buy the full size one at the end of the year. I hope that, basically what I'm saying is, I wouldn't buy it for £69, even once it's has the potential to play other games. I won't. I think that is too much for what it is, especially considering it comes with such a guff joystick. This is bad. Go in the corner and think about what you've done. But for 25 quid, if you can pick it up for 25 to 30 quid, and I paid 25, that for then it is a lovely, lovely little system. If only because it looks fantastic on your shelf, and you can break it off your shelf and show all your mates who had Commodores and stuff like that. But yeah, 25 quid, fantastic. I'm really loving it because I'm getting to play all the games I had, was denied access to, but argued against in the playground as a kid, and yeah, for the stuff that doesn't work, and obviously hopefully there are workarounds with a USB keyboard and a better joypad and stuff like that, will probably make my opinion go even higher. But yeah, I really like it, but it's not worth £69. I'm sorry. It's just, I know I'm apologising to you, that's just my opinion, apologising to the people who made it. It's not worth 69 quid. Sorry, but as always, if you know the answers to any of the questions I've asked in this, which I don't know the answers, please leave a comment down below. And yeah, I'd love to know what you think about the C64 Mini, and now the potential to play anything you want on it. Anyway, as always, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.